Alright, well, I'm recording now, so if we're gonna be talking about sushi and shit.
Gunnar, do you even eat wasabi?
I love
feel like you
wasabi.
wouldn't. You
Gunnar,
like,
do you eat sushi?
who?
I love
who-
sushi.
Wait, have we gotten to eat sushi before?
Yeah, fool.
Not you and me, but I've been with Daniel and I've been with Raul.
Shit.
I think we've eaten sushi at the
yeah, what the
dorms.
fuck? Wait, Gunnar,
You
when
know
we getting
what?
sushi? dude?
Oh, first of all, fuck you. You and Daniel went
What?
to that all-you-can-eat sushi place without me, and we were friends at the time.
I'm telling Emmett that shit.
You could have invited me, dog. You could have invited me too, Chris.
I don't even.
Huh?
All right. Next time we in Fresno, we going to eat oi, okay?
Oh, fuck yes, please.
Hey,
Alright.
we're up early, so we
And
can
let-
talk shit.
Let me know how much wasabi he eats, because I don't know anybody who actually eats wasabi.
The wasabi's good. It's a palate cleanser, dog.
We do.
I learned that the wasabi that we get is an actual wasabi.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
it's just like
Yeah. Because
it's just
wasabi's like
horseradish, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's just because wasabi's like expensive. Like for a tube,
It
it's
is.
like a couple hundred.
Dude,
And
no,
it's potency, like how spicy it is,
Yeah.
only lasts for like 30 seconds.
I watched a video with like this dude who like buys like this tuna that they use. So he has his own restaurant and it's like super lit. And so the guy there was like, he's like, oh, like we'll give you fresh wasabi. And the guy's like, I don't use the paste. He's like, I use the root. And so he basically just like,
Yeah, that's the actual
Ooh.
wasabi. That's the one that
That's good shit.
it's only potent for like 30 seconds.
So is it
And-
really hard to grow wasabi? Like
You
there's
can
only
only
grow.
grow it in a specific region in Japan.
Really?
Tuesday.
You can't
Yeah.
artificially like create that climate?
No,
Really?
It's
That's
like,
crazy.
yeah, because it's. I watched the video. It's an active stream that you have
Yeah.
to have, and then in a certain climate.
Is it
So
Is wasabi
and
a
you
double
can
fruit?
only handpick it. If you use tools, you ruin
Yeah.
it.
this feels like a video game. This feels like a video game thing. Like you only have to have a certain number of things, to get it.
Yeah.
Valheim, you have to be in the,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
dirt world to grow
The fr-
crops.
Yeah, it's on the channel I watched it on was on Business Insider. So
That's cool.
You need
yeah,
to-
watch it on that. It's pretty.
I-
It's a good one.
A
I
Business
guess-
Insiders is pretty good.
I
Yeah.
can get behind some authentic wasabi. Be very down to try that. But this artificial shit we have, it's yeah,
I mean, like it's
Oh,
just
I
like
can't stand wasabi.
that's what I'm saying.
it's just
nasty,
it's just
like,
horseradish. I mean, like it's just
Gross.
It
Dude, it
just
doesn't
hurt-
taste like anything. Just burns. That's it.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good. It like
Also
clears
just
the
chili pepper,
sinuses.
but here we are with that. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's a palate cleanser. Then you take a little ginger afterwards. It's like good shit. dog.
Welcome to the podcast where we don't know what the hell we're talking about it because we're not food experts. And I mean, granted, we're
That-
not anime experts either, but whatever.
I
That
don't know,
was-
if I smoke that little green shit, everything tastes good. No matter where it's from.
Oh, some chives.
Yeah.
Chives,
Got-
dude.
got
Chives,
Little green shit.
You put chives on anything.
cilantro,
10
dog.
out of
That's
10.
that little green shit.
Oh,
right?
cilantro.
Oh yeah, I don't like cilantro, dude. That
You don't
tastes
like
like,
cilantro?
He doesn't,
It-
dude.
it
Daniel
tastes like
only
dirt.
eats meat on his tacos. Nothing.
Well,
else.
that's actually
Nothing
that's
But
a
also, hold on now. we're not
genetic,
talking about
right?
monster. Huh?
Wait, like walking, like
it's
salsa.
genetic that like so many people in the population think that cilantro tastes like dirt or soap because
Yeah.
like your DNA. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can blame your parents on that one.
it tastes like really bitter to me. Like
Mhm.
dirt, like celery, like bitter celery, if that makes sense.
Did you know
You-
that's the same? There's a affliction where almonds do that too. People will eat
Ooh.
almonds and it tastes like soap.
That
kinda
sucks.
cool. I'm glad I'm not fucked up.
None of us
Yeah.
are doctors. None of us have any medical knowledge.
Oh yeah. We
Yeah.
don't claim to know basically anything in the show.
Okay, but
I-
wait. So then, when you eat salsa, does it taste like shit?
I always mine was always blended. When I see the little seeds,
Oh, okay.
that's when I'm like, that shit's good.
Oh, okay. But like, so if it's blended, you don't taste the cilantro.
Yeah, so like like when you go to like white people Mexican restaurants, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, and the
The
cilantro
Corona.
is like there, like you can see the cilantro.
Or like just like the salsa when you see like the tomato and the onion. Like I don't like that. I got my dishes got to be like blended when it's got
Just
that
like
nice blend.
just like a juice basically.
Yeah,
Like in a
a
ninja
What,
blender.
what are these?
that, yeah, specifically a ninja.
Like in an Instapot.
You mean
How do
you
I
don't
instant
like
pot the
pico de
salsa?
gallo? The when it's
Pico
chunky.
de gallo is so good.
Oh,
Pico de gallo is
I
good.
hate pico de gallo.
Yeah, see.
Mm.
I like it on certain things like raw onions. I don't like raw onions,
I
but
love raw
I like
onions.
chopped raw onions in my tacos. That's the only
Yeah.
time.
I could
Yeah,
do
I'm
onion
right
chili dog.
Yeah, that's weird.
Ooh, yeah, raw onions on a chili dog.
Purple
That's good.
onions, onion rings in burgers. Can't do that. Not for
Oh, really?
Mm-mm.
Oh, but can you do onion ring like the fried onion rings?
fried
in
onion
your
rings
burgers?
are yeah,
Yeah.
that's delicious. I just can't
Yeah.
do I can't do raw huge onion rings like that.
I mean, yeah, I guess like when I go to In-N-Out and shit, I gotta get that grilled. Like I feel like grilled onions.
Oh,
like,
Oh
the
yeah,
way to
grilled
go.
that doesn't
onions?
count. Grilled onions.
Grilled
are not
onions
raw.
on a burger is a
It's
game
delicious.
changer. It's a
Yeah.
game changer.
You know, it takes an hour to caramelize onions.
Nah,
Like,
there's
I
no
know that-
way.
I've
No, it's like-
watched Emmett do it in like 10 minutes.
But like, it's like
to
I
get
don't
that
think
Cap.
consistency.
Cap.
Yeah.
like because then it's like I forget where I heard it from, but like yeah, I guess it takes like an hour.
Well,
like
I'm
and then
about to fact
then it's
check
just-
you, so
yeah,
Welcome to Gaifus for Laifus, where we are now
Yeah.
food critics.
yeah.
With-
Binging with Babish. Hit me up.
Binging with Gaifus. Yeah.
Binging with Gaifus.
this cook time says 45 minutes, and that includes 10-minute prep time. So I think you're lying.
That's like an hour.
That's an hour.
Yeah,
That's
it's
55
30
minutes.
bro.
You can never.
It's
you
30
can never.
minutes. Stir for
Dog,
30
you can
minutes.
never. You're telling me that when you
30
follow,
minutes.
you can telling me that when you actually like follow a recipe that you take the exact amount of prep time.
I
It's
do.
like when I'm doing a recipe, it's usually whatever the prep time is, it's double.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dude, what the
I know
fuck
you
do
move
you
a little slow, Gunner.
I was
Okay,
gonna
and I
say,
know
what
you
are
take
you
some time
doing
to
when you
read.
cook?
Gunner, buddy, you walked into that one, dude.
Doug,
I know it's a
because-
little hard to
especially-
But you know, no, to
Listen.
be fair, here we
Listen,
go.
I said
Here's the
get
thing. I'm
ready
gonna
at
defend
4
Gunner.
o'clock. Doesn't
Thank
get ready
you.
until 4:30.
I'm gonna defend Gunner because when you got the Instapot, that shit cuts cook time in half.
F.
So
Thank
in
you.
reality, you can prep for the same amount of time, but if your cook time's less, then it works out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like that
Yeah.
video. If you guys ever watched that video of Shaq explaining filling up gas in a car to Charles Barkley?
No.
No.
Yeah. So basically, he's like, Shaq is like, why would I just wait for the gas through my tank to get empty when I can just go half and then refill it?
Mhm.
And then everyone's like, by the end of the, and he's like, yeah, he's like, if I just do that, then I spend less. And everyone on set is like, no, it's the same amount of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're just
Yeah.
refilling it multiple times. And
You're
he's
just
like, no, no,
taking
no, no.
more time to do it.
He's like, no. He's like, this is the process. And then he like walks them through his logic. And everyone's like, no, you're an idiot.
And depending on depending on what time you fill up, like he's usually
Exactly.
more expensive in the evening than in the morning and shit.
It's like when you have a credit card debt, you have to pay on like the third of every month. Instead of paying the full $50 on that date, you do 25 the first check, 25 the second check. Same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then like, what if
It's
like,
hot logic, dog?
okay, you know what? I'm gonna give you all.
Hey, no,
some
Gunner,
recipes.
I believe in the Instapot. You've made me a believer. I'm
Hey, I like
Yeah,
Instapots too.
after
Instapots
having
and
the food,
crock
yeah,
pots.
you made me an Instapot
Thank you.
believer. It's just the amount of times you fucking mention it.
Listen,
Well,
This-
like the fact that
this-
we're not sponsored by these people at this point is a little depressing because
if somehow anybody out there works for Instapot that's listening to this,
I'm not even
I
Please
will
no, please
just-
no. Gunner uses your product for everything.
I mean he gave us his old one, dude, and that
Yeah.
like Ashlyn was here and she just like hit that.
oh yeah, she made the chili in that.
Chili was in the Instapot.
Oh, the chili was so good.
Okay, I
Listen.
got a question.
What up?
How you make your chili? Because listen, I am not a fan of chili, like a chili dog, and like there's
You
some
don't
chili
like-
that's good.
You don't
Like-
like chili dog chili?
Okay, like,
Chili
if
dog
it's
chili
like-
is
if it-
trash.
hold on, if it's
And we
canned,
end the part. You guys are
If it-
assholes.
All
And-
right.
if it's
This has been a
canned,
good episode. Catch you guys later.
okay, if it's canned, like it's not.
Well, yeah, of course you can't have canned chili. Like you have
But-
to make it.
Yeah, but I had this potluck. You remember Zach from high school, Gunner?
Yeah.
We had a jazz band potluck, and he
Jessica,
bought.
blur out the name.
Whoops. Anyway, his parents
Okay.
brought like a big thing of chili, and it's
Did they spill it?
best.
Like
No, they did not.
the
Best chili I've ever had. So I've never had chili like
Yeah.
that ever again. So I was just
Okay.
curious. Something.
It's
I
that reminds me of the How I Met Your Mother, the way they try and find the best. Remember where it was in New York? Find like Regis film, and they like try and find this stupid burger, and Marshall will try, and he's like, no, not the burger. No, not the
And
burger.
he's buying
This is
them all.
what that reminds me.
I
of.
like to do
Yeah.
when I make chili. I like to use. I don't know if this is controversial or not, but I like to use ground turkey instead of ground beef.
No, that's not controversial. That's fine.
I feel
Chris,
like it's
Chris
like-
can't talk about anything because he cooks manwich out of a can. So
Shut up, manwich is goated.
I didn't even know what manwich was until I
Ex-
worked at a grocery store.
I thought Chris was just being toxic masculinity. Like, no, this is what a man eats, and I'm like, Chris, you can't just say
No, it
it's a man.
says manwich on the can.
That's fine. I was like, oh, they're
Like-
toxic. It's not good.
You go to his house, he just has a corner full of empty manwich cans.
Yes, when men were men.
So-
Wait, Chris. Okay, wait. So, Chris, how do you feel about Chuck Wagon?
What the hell's Chuck Wagon?
I've never been with you to Chuck Wagon.
No. What is Chuck Wagon?
It's a chili dog place in Sanger.
I don't. Oh, yeah, I did go with your
Yeah.
dad and everyone. I got the burgers.
You
Okay,
went to it.
hold
Wait,
on.
wait, wait, wait. Yeah, you
Yeah, no, I was
go
on the
ahead.
same
yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
My sister is like that. We go to the Bay. We go to like Pismo. We go to.
Oh, okay. Are you
On the
gonna tell me
beach.
that you go to like some good fish place and she gets chicken?
Bro, she gets a burger.
Yeah, that's
Or chicken
trash.
tenders.
That's trash.
It's the
This
same
is
thing.
different.
You
Oh,
did the
I
same
don't fuck
This
with
is
fish.
different.
I feel it. That's real. I understand that.
Uh,
I fuck
Wait,
with-
how is that
this
fucking?
is
Did you?
different.
Was there chili on the burger, dog?
No,
No.
I don't like
Ow.
chili on my burger.
Disgrace.
And I don't like hot dogs. I don't like hot dogs. So why the hell would I get a chili dog?
It's like, hold on. It's
Okay,
like
well,
when
hey,
you go
no,
to
this is
a
what we're gonna do.
breakfast
Now
spot.
we have our menu set up for the next one. So apparently we have sushi first, then we do
Yes.
D&D, then we get drunk.
Yes.
Then another week we do chili dogs, D&D, and then we get drunk again.
I'm not eating the chili dog, but sure.
You know what's funny?
Look, we'll get you a fucking burger, dog, but you have to have
Alright.
chili on it.
You can get a chili
Alright.
burrito.
No.
We'll put manwish sauce all over it, dog.
Yeah,
That's the same thing.
Manwich. Now we're talking.
That's what I mean. You don't like chili, but you'll eat manwich. Like,
Yes, I don't see the problem with this either.
oh.
Like dog food. Jesus.
I see no issue with this.
Listen, let's do an Instapot manwish collab. It'll be great.
Is that a thing?
Not yet. I'm about to make it. But what were you
Instapot
saying, Raul?
And Instapot and Manwich, hit us up for that sponsorship.
Let's do it.
My
Yeah.
you met him. No, yeah, you did meet him. My friend Jake. He,
Yeah.
From State Farm?
yeah, he
He wears
literally
khakis.
has
Bum, 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 bum.
the palate of a fifth grader. He eats. This is what he does. He gets like oven baked chicken nuggets. He bakes them in the oven, and he puts them on his skillet real quick, get a little color on them, with some baked fries and ketchup, and that's like 2/3 of his meal for the week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. That's
For
what
the
he eats.
week.
Bro,
What
and this
a
is
culturated man.
okay. And
I
once
never thought there'd be anybody who would make Chris seem like a culinary savant.
Okay,
So,
it gets worse. Hopefully, he never hears this podcast because the very first time I ever went to his house and met his girlfriend, he was like, "Oh, you're lucky. She's chefing it up today. She's gonna cook you a nice dinner."
it's not
Yeah.
that no chicken nuggets. I'm out.
Oh, hold on, it gets better.
This is
And
good, actually.
And I
This
was
is
like,
good.
I was like, oh, okay, sick. And not to toot my own horn, but Kayla, she cooks good. She cooks good rice, and she's a real good cook. And so
her rice is really good.
it's delicious.
Kissing, kissing ass. Good guy in trouble.
So I come
Gotta
over, right?
recoup that loss.
I come over, right?
Yeah.
And I see this giant bag of Doritos, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
chips, right?
Yo.
And
Yo.
she's sitting there. She has cooked ground beef. She's taking a scoop of the ground beef onto individual Dorito chips,
Yes.
placing a chunk of cheese on each Dorito chip, and she baked that, and that's what we ate.
Yo.
Like I'm like, it's good. It's a good snack, but that's not cooking. Bro. That's
Did
I don't know.
now
what that
was
is.
the drink of choice Mountain Dew? That's the only thing
Nah,
appropriate for that meal.
We had
I
Jack
had
and Coke.
I
Jack
had
and Coke. All right, I'm here for that. I'm here for that.
Yeah.
with the
Jesus,
single
dude.
with the single Dorito.
A single Dorito. And then wait, this is the worst part. And then I proceed to get hot sauce like Tapatio and put it on top of my chips. And he goes, "Yo, what are you doing?" And I was like, "What do you mean? I'm putting hot sauce on?" He's like, who does that? And I was like, bro, this is like a common thing.
And
This is just this is like normal.
California, New Mexico,
Yeah.
Texas, Arizona. We got some people that live there that might be doing that.
And he
Yeah.
does not. He didn't believe me. He was like, "There's no way people put hot sauce on chips." And then my other friend came over one time. He's like, "Yeah, dude, that's normal."
Yeah.
And he was like,
That
"Oh,
happens.
This is coming from the same man that thought
Same
that that half effort nachos.
Bro, he
Is it
crushed
real?
those
Shut it
Doritos
up.
chips and did the little salt thing over it. He's like, yeah.
Yep.
It's
Yep.
like the salt guy.
my god!" And it's funny because I follow him on Snap, and every other day, it's like,
Nachos.
okay, well they got a little bit better, but it's like packet mashed potato.
Mm.
They
Some grilled
instead of the
chicken and,
dinosaur
like,
chicken nuggets, it's just the regular chicken nuggets.
Yeah, they grew up.
That's a level.
just a
That's how you know they're an adult.
Adult.
You know, it's funny. They had, those Costco bags of like pasta, like the big 3-pound ravioli packs.
Oh yeah.
They didn't know how to cook that. They didn't know how to eat that. You literally
They
boil
don't-
it, and I
yeah.
ate it with a little bit of olive oil or
Mhm.
and some marinara, and they're like, "You can eat that with marinara?" And I was like, "What do you mean? It's pasta."
I really hope he doesn't listen to this podcast. We're gonna get so blasted, dude.
Bro, I give a shit all the time.
We're gonna get hit with a libel lawsuit.
Oh my god.
From
Hey, listen.
Slander.
yeah, slander.
It's just been facts, dog. Just straight
Bro,
facts.
I took him to a breakfast spot. Like you go there for a breakfast, and he ordered a burger, and I'm like, bro, I can't.
What a god.
He's like Gunner. I'll say turn right, and they turn left, and it's just that's the type of person he is.
That's
Wow.
fucking hilarious.
I've never served you a single Dorito with a little bit of hamburger helper on top.
But you've
dog.
let me down in Apex multiple times, so just
That's
as bad.
okay. That's different.
Very.
I
I
can't.
knew we
control
couldn't
that.
get through one podcast without him mentioning Apex or something.
Listen. All I'm gonna say, Mirage. It's a good choice.
That's Gaifus for Laifus bingo. It's like Raul criticizes Gunner about Apex. Gunner somehow brings up a story for the 10,000th time.
For anyone listening,
Call someone a bitch dog.
I need some Apex gods to carry me. We need to
I just want to
replace
say
one of our members.
the one game, like or it wasn't the one game because usually we can make we'll make top 10, but like it was like second place. I revive because Mirage,
Oh,
his
yeah, I know what
passive
you're talking about.
is he revive when he starts reviving people, he goes invisible. So like I threw out a bunch of clones, I started reviving him. He was down. It was a 2v2 fight. We ran out of supplies. We had nothing left. So I'm like, this is it. We have to push and we just have to win. And so I revive him. I'm like, all right, let's go. We got to fight. We got to do it now. And I die. And like, I'm like, I get them both flesh. So there's no shields left. So it's just to clean up. I turn around. He's in the corner healing. He
Okay.
left me.
When you get rezzed, you get back like 20 HP of health. I'm a little
Dog.
one time. How am I gonna fight right after you just?
If you're
rezzed me?
so good, that's all you need.
I don't like when dad and dad fight. This much. They have to pick sides.
Yeah.
That's all good. It's all good. We have fun. We have fun last night. Why you get all mad, dog?
I'm not.
When they wrestled and had their Lion King moment.
Not wrestled, wrestled.
Wrestling. That's not wrestling. You want to see true wrestling? Triceratops.
Put the ass in wrestling.
What you, dude? Me and Jess are, me and my wife, Jessica, are watching. We're watching South Park on HBO Max right now. Shit's fucking so funny. Love that shit.
Honestly, it is fucking amazing. I agree with that. That's
They
a
have,
statement.
yeah, shit's so fucking good. Oh, and they're doing like more like specials. They'll do like hour-long episodes. So they have like a pandemic special.
Oh yeah, I watched that
The
one.
pandemic special is hilarious.
Oh, so fucking good, dude.
That one's
Oh.
good. It's a good one.
The newest hour one.
They have the vaccination special. I think it's
That
the
one.
newest one. Yeah, that one's so fucking funny. And they just got renewed. So
Yeah,
I
did
think
you
they
see how big the contract they signed was?
fucking
It was
huge,
like
dog.
$900 million to just for like the next 10 years to just make like
Yeah.
10 seasons of South Park, like 5
Yeah.
video games, and like
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Well, I think it's and I know there's a couple movies, so I think they're gonna be doing more like instead of like episode seasons, I think they're gonna be doing more like hour and a half long specials.
yeah,
Yeah, but
things you can.
Yeah, that's why they bought. Do you know they bought Casa Bonita?
Yeah. Ashland needs to go there. My girlfriend was born in Colorado. She needs
We're
to go
going
she needs to go to Casa Bonita.
when it gets remodeled. We're going, right?
Yeah, she said that everything that they make fun of is very accurate.
Yeah.
That it's 100% pretty accurate to what they talk about.
Charlie Day is Luigi.
Yeah,
Oh, Charlie Day is gonna be in the new Mario movie.
he's Luigi.
He's Luigi.
Seth Rogen, Donkey Kong.
What?
Seth Rogen is
Keegan Michael Key is Toad.
Is it okay? Wait, is that a live action movie or is it like
animated? I don't think.
But
I don't think the world will be ready for Chris Pratt as like that'd be the buffest Mario we've ever seen.
okay,
that or he gets fat again like he was in Parks and Rec.
Yeah, he's like, oh, I gotta rechannel that.
Charlie Day as Luigi. That's amazing.
I think that's gonna be good.
All of a sudden, Gunners are believing. How interesting.
Doug, okay, but listen. Do you think they're gonna try the Italian accent?
Someone said Danny DeVito should be Wario.
Oh,
Yes.
that would be good.
Yes.
That would be good.
I was like, oh, Gunner will love this.
Oh my god. Can we get, is there like a petition we gotta sign or something? Because I'm signing. That would be so good. You know what I just watched with Danny DeVito in it? I watched the Lorax. That shit was good, Doug.
The lore. Why are you watching the Lorax, bro?
Well, because I'm working.
Danny DeVito, Gunner would do a lot. Let's just leave it at that.
Because I'm right now part of my internship. I got to do like after school programming help. I like help them watch the children, and they play a movie every day. And today was the Lorax, so I was watching that shit. Also, Andy from The Office. I forget the actor's name. He's also in it.
Ed Helms.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out. Quality. But no, yeah, Danny DeVito, God tier.
I have a question.
Yeah.
What day does Demon Slayer come back? I keep seeing it on Twitter, but I don't know what the
It's like
exact
in
date is.
October, right?
Yeah, October. I think October, November. They haven't put a date though.
No, people are saying like 5 days. There's like a countdown.
I think October 5th, October 6th. I thought I heard.
Sick. It looks good. I'm excited. The arc was kind of cool. It was in the manga. It was a little boring, but I mean, I thought the Mugen Train arc in the manga was drawn boring, and then the movie came out and blew the classical music out my butt. So,
yeah. I keep seeing a bunch of memes about like us watching the fucking the swordsmith guy find out that he's got to make another fucking sword.
Yep.
Shit's gonna be so.
The real question is for fall season: are you guys ready to watch World's End Harem? Because I know I.
Okay. Oh. Okay. You show me this one.
Yeah.
So yeah, go ahead and explain that one.
So basically, the main character gets put into cryogenic suspension for like 5 years. It's like 5 or 10 years, some crazy like that. And then basically all the men in the world have died, except for like 5 people. And so each like arc is about each of them like waking up. And basically they wake up and all the girls are like everyone's in like position to fight, like scientists, and all of them come out and are like, hey, by the way, you gotta have sex with all these women so you can repopulate the world. And it's like in the manga they show like the sex scenes. So
my question, how the fuck is this not hentai?
Oh, it 100% has to be. There's no logical explanation for how this.
But they're dropping it like they're like it's dropping like it's like interspecies reviewers where it's like on the cusp but not really.
Yeah,
like,
I think that's what they're gonna do. I think because like, and this is gonna get weird because we were in high school and this girl in our Spanish class was like, you guys know the difference between softcore and hardcore porn? And we were like, well, it's a Tuesday in Spanish, so I don't know what this has to do with anything. Come to find out, right? So you know how like Cinemax gets away with their porn?
Yeah.
So hardcore porn is when you actually see like penetration.
Yeah.
And softcore is when you're not. So I think it's gonna be like that. It's gonna be like soft. Like you're not gonna actually see like dongs and stuff, but you're gonna see them like having sex and like titties. and then also because it's an anime, everyone's boobs are just gigantic, and so like yeah. So there's like the main guy's trying to find his like lost love. The next guy was like a nerd who like was hated on, and then they like give him a makeover, and he's hot, and then he just gets to fuck bitches, and then like it just like goes down like these 3 or 4 characters.
Just
And, like,
gets the fuck bitches.
so I don't know. I think it may overtake Demon Slayer this fall, but that's just my humble anime.
If it does,
Okay.
I think the world. I don't think
I
we,
lose
like.
faith in society if it does.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's it's peak trash. It's peak trash.
Speaking of big trash, when are we gonna get your top 10 list?
Ooh. That is
Oh,
true.
I mean, I don't have the PowerPoint. I could just read the list to you guys.
No, you gotta have the PowerPoint.
Okay.
Dog.
I will get that done by the next podcast. I will say I do have a
Peak trash.
just to recap. Me and Gunner, what about 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Went to SacAnime, and
Feels like so long ago.
it really does. And I let them. First off, I almost met, or I walked by the guy who plays Kaminari from My Hero, and didn't recognize him, so didn't get to talk to him.
Nice, good job.
Kind of whiffed that one. And then we were unpacking. It was when you guys got here, huh?
Yeah. It was a couple hours before we showed up.
And I'm in the hotel, and I'm wearing a Black Clover shirt, and it's with Noelle when she gets her Valkyrie drive armor. And this guy like looks at it and he goes, "Oh, that's a nice T-shirt." And I was like, I was like, "Thanks, dude." Like, and he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "We're trying to get Noelle for the next SacAnime." And I was like, "Oh, that's cool." He's like, "Yeah." And then because in real life, Noelle and Asta are married. The voice actors are married to each other. And he's like, "Yeah, we're gonna
Oh,
get."
that's so cute. I didn't know that.
Yeah, and she's like, "Yeah, we're gonna get Asta too." And I was like, "Oh, that's cool. Like, like that's interesting." He's telling me this. And he's like, "Yeah, I'm the agent that like brings all the voice actors to the cons and stuff like that." And I was like, "Oh," I'm like, "All right, here we go. This works. You know, like play it cool. Don't be a fanboy, but like respect the work enough where he's like, hey, like you're a cool guy." And so we're in the elevator. So basically, I had an elevator pitch, and then Emmett was in there with me. And we hit our floor, and Emmett, like the door opens, and Emmett just takes off. And I was like, "No way, Emmett! I got a plug, no!" And so then I had to make a choice, and there wasn't enough time, and yeah, I didn't get to talk to him. So,
Just
Dang.
There's an
Emmett,
alternate.
you will find him in you have his
There
number.
there was an alternate reality.
We could have been rich,
Where?
bro.
we could have been at I was like, we could have had backstage passes. We could have met everybody.
So you know what the play is next time.
You
Screw
could have
him.
been like,
Yeah.
listen,
You gotta.
I run a podcast. We're here doing research, trying to get more content for our viewers. Could you
should've-
help us out?
I
Anything,
should've,
just something like
dude.
that.
I
Something
should have
simple.
plugged. I didn't know. I was like, it's happening. Emmett left.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, that if it literally felt like when you were in line at store and your mom leaves, and the line's getting closer, and you're like, I don't know what to do at this point.
Mom,
Mom, hurry!
come back.
The lady with all the cans of manwich in her cart is next, and I don't know how that's gonna go.
So me and my waifu Jessica showed up, and we brought her brother John, and we all show up, and it was like a couple hours after this happens. Daniel looks so defeated.
Aw.
Like,
I would,
he-
dude. I walked out of the elevator and I like kicked the wheel of my car, like the tire of
Yeah.
my car. I was like, "Fuck!" Hella loud, like in this parking lot. Oh, dude, that was it. That
It
was the
was-
moment.
It's all good, Daniel. I appreciate the effort. You know what? Next year, you know what your job is. You
I'm just gonna go
have
find.
to
Yeah,
find that
Take
guy.
every elevator ride. Just that's what you can do all
You
day.
just stay on the
Just
elevator.
stay on the pretend you're that dude. What's the guy called where he like pushes the button for you?
oh yeah, the bellhop.
Oh,
I'm
the
just-
There you go.
You
All
are
right,
the
guys.
bellhop.
I got you guys. Don't
What
worry.
floor?
I
What
mean,
floor?
You're just handing out business cards to everybody.
And anyone with like a badge on, that's who.
next
that's
time, next time we do, we gotta if we get a little bit bigger, let's do it. I'm done to plug hard, especially if we do the San Jose one. That'll be fun. We were literally across the street from the convention. Like literally, like you walked out of our hotel and we were right there.
It was pretty sweet, that setup. Because the last one, I mean, like the last one was fine. It was close too, but you had to take like a bus,
Yeah,
and the bus, it was rough. It was rough because
No,
Eh.
not a lot of people use Dio for their BO.
Oh
So
god,
In San Jose. Oh shit, was that me?
that was
I
you.
think so. Yeah.
In San Jose, the hotel is a part of the center.
Oh, the convention center. That's
let's
good.
go.
That's where they're having Fanime at, right?
Yeah, at the San Jose Convention Center.
Let's do it. Who's showing up to Fanime?
I don't know. I haven't checked. Do SacAnime. I'm already getting emails for SacAnime, and it's like, oh, hey, Chris, all Ruby's going to be at SacAnime in the wintertime.
All right, we're gone.
That was easy. So
Yeah, except for Crow, because,
Well, you win some, you lose some.
yeah, Ruby, Yang, Weiss.
Yeah, we're gone.
Oh, yeah, because you like Weiss. That's it. Yeah, you like Weiss. Isn't Weiss your favorite?
I like all of them.
Everyone has a favorite, Chris. Don't do that.
if they were all okay, listen,
If they were your children.
hanging on a ledge.
So
Can only
wait,
save one.
which of Team Ruby is my favorite?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yang.
Which is peak waifu?
Either Yang or Blake. It's a tie. It's probably Yang, to be honest.
That's fair.
But honestly, like Ruby's mid tier, but Weiss, Blake, and Yang are all like ultra top tier. So
Or Ruby. It's her child.
I like
Yeah.
Ruby. She's just the voice. I love the voice actress. She does a really good job. But the other three are just so much more interesting characters in regard to like how the voice lines are delivered and whatnot. To me, I don't
Okay.
And for, as a man that eats a lot of manwich, he needs some interesting voice actors.
as the man who should have no opinion on this because he sucks at voice acting.
Oh, like you're any? Okay, let's hear. All right, Chris. Let's hear your voice acting.
No, I said I suck at voice acting.
Yeah.
Oh,
I can't-
I
I
thought
can't
you're-
voice act.
I thought you were
no.
coming after me. I was like,
Fuck No.
when did I
dude.
ever tell you I wanted to be a voice actor, dog?
No,
I know
Dude,
my
I
voice.
suck
actor.
at voice acting. Yeah, it's not. No.
Hey, you know what though? When we play D&D and you do a female character, those are my favorite.
They're
Just-
so bad.
Because Chris will commit and do like the high pitched girl voice,
I'll try.
and it just I feel like it really like it
Sets
brings
the tone.
everything full circle. It's a good time.
So is it time to make our discussion about the fights, or should we just save that for another time?
How long have we been recording for? About an hour.
About 45 minutes.
We can do this in a
We can
15-minute
do-
conversation.
We can do that in
Okay.
a 15.
Okay.
So for the main event today, we're going to be talking about greatest anime fights in anime
That are animated.
with animators.
A little bit.
I'm watching the one that you sent us real quick, Anna. Let's see this.
Okay. So
Where does the Boku no Pico fight fall on the list?
Can we cancel Daniel?
listen, when we start recording live, I can at least like unmute the mic. It starts going on.
You just reach over and just unplug it.
it.
Oh, fuck.
But yeah, unfortunately, can't do it up here.
So the One Piece fans are in agreement that Rob Lucci should not be ranked. Hold on, where's it at?
What number is it like overall?
Repeat that. Repeat it though, because we weren't recording for that.
Oh yeah. So I'm on this fandomspot.com best anime fight scene just because like I like to see other people's opinions on things. Oh my god, this is like 17.
It's 17.
The kill fight was 10, I think.
That should definitely not be top 10.
Wait.
No, it was 7. The Ryoko versus Satsuki.
7. The first fight.
Yeah.
Sheesh. That's rough.
Number 6 was Saitama versus Boros, which
That's a good one.
I think for me would like I think we did we said we were going to talk about it, like at least I suggested we do categories, so like most like impactful to the story, most high, and most visually stunning. I definitely think for me, because of how kind of not boring but like how silly it was, I definitely think Boros versus Saitama was like visually stunning, just because like and like the whole show is good, but like you don't see anything, like it's nothing interesting, like bright and flashy, and then like that fight happens and you're just like wow.
And
That
not
was
only do
also-
you get the not only do you get that, but at the same time, the heroes are like doing their like fighting, so you get to see them fight too. And so yeah, it's a whole. I feel you. I do agree that visually that one was very, very nice. If we're talking about most impactful, I think like most impactful anime fights for me when I really think about it, in Naruto, when Naruto fights Gaara, and they're fighting in there with their it's Gaara and its One Tails are running amok, and when Naruto summons the giant toad, and the giant toad transforms into the look like the Nine Tails, so it's like a Godzilla fight. I feel like that was
Liddy McGreedy's.
For me was like that. This is the moment.
I've never heard anyone mention that, like fight being influential, and I appreciate you saying that.
Oh,
well, because
I thought he was gonna shit on you.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, because like it's good, and like like Naruto, that's what I watched a lot as a kid, and like when I really think back to like one of the most hype fights, like or at least influential or impactful for me, I feel like that one, because like it's like because I didn't really watch Godzilla movies or anything like that when growing up. That was like my Godzilla movie.
Gojira.
You know what I mean? Like that shit was good. I enjoyed it.
You had a lot of choices in Naruto. There's a lot of good fights, and was not expecting that answer.
It's not the best fight, but like if we're talking about most impactful, I feel like it's most impactful for me.
So wait, most impactful in regard to story?
I guess just personal. Just personal. Like personal, yeah.
Personal? Okay.
Story, yeah, because story-wise, there's a lot more fights that I feel like are more impactful.
Most impactful for me personally is definitely All Might versus All for One.
Let's go.
Most definitely, because like that one, like just everything about it for me was like perfect, and like I don't know, it's just to me it was like the first time that I've ever been moved by a fight scene before, besides Kakashi and Obito, and I was like, yeah.
What about One Piece? One Piece don't do that for you?
None of the fights do it for me.
Damn.
No, they visually the fights do it for me, but I will put one of the fights when we talk about visual up there, because I can't decide visually which one's the best one. But impactful would it definitely probably be All Might versus All for One, or a close second would be Kakashi versus Obito in the Kamui realm.
I will say, yeah, for as much as I have a history of shitting on Naruto from like a storytelling, like a character perspective, I think I definitely think their fights are like, in terms of the storytelling, some of the best. In terms of just like, you can watch like Kakashi and Obito, or even the final fight between Naruto and Sasuke, and you don't have to you don't have to have watched Naruto to understand that there's a history between these characters as they fight, and there's more than just like good and evil. It's like this mix, just like it like creates this beautiful gray.
Mm-hmm.
Especially considering all the tragedies that at least like Kakashi and Obito have experienced. Sasuke is just, I think I teach 300 Sasuke's.
Everyone, huh?
They're one bad.
It's true.
You're just playing the sad, the sad Naruto music all the time.
You know what's funny? Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna agree with Daniel's point, and that's why I think for me, Kakashi and Obito is the best storytelling fight, because the scene where Kakashi does the lightning cutter and like obliterates Obito's chest, but Obito doesn't die because he doesn't have a heart, and he's like, "Look, you took away my heart some years ago, and now I won't die because it's gone. It doesn't matter anymore." I'm like, bro, hit in the field. I know Obito like a mega simp, but that hit me in the feels. I was like,
that was peak edge, dude.
It was peak edge, but it was peak storytelling. peak storytelling, dude. It was so
That was
good.
if Batman was an anime character.
Yeah, but it was so good though. I was like, this is storytelling at its finest, dude. Yeah.
Like, well, my
Yeah.
dad committed suicide, so we all have our problems, buddy.
Nani?
We're just gonna one up each other.
I saw on TikTok. There's I guess there's a part in Boruto where the Sasuke's daughter asks him about his eye,
Yeah.
and he's like, "We're not having this conversation." He basically leaves, right? And in the comments, there was this person who responded, "What's the daughter's name?"
Sarada.
Yeah.
She's basically talking to her dad, Sasuke, and she's like, "What do you want for Christmas?" And she goes, "I want to have the eye that you have." And he's like, "No, that's not possible. We can't do that." And she was like, "Do you want anything else?" And she goes, maybe a sister." He said, "You just asked for that."
Oh.
Big sad.
That shit's good. That's a good comment.
I think people clown on there's like Sarah when you have to realize that her dad not abandoned her, but like her entire lineage is taught through her dad since she's the second living Uchiha, and like so yeah, she has no idea that like how her dad got the Mangekyous or the Eternal, and like it only took the death of the person that he loved the most, which by the way he annihilated with the lightning dragon, to get to that point. So
not to mention she sees him like once every 10 years.
Who is that shadow? Is that my dad? Oh, he's in the tree.
Oh, that's just a bird.
And then Sasuke leaves like Batman. Batman.
And then Boruto shows up and he's like,
"My dad.
You don't understand. My dad works a lot.
My dad's present in my life. What's your fucking?
I have problems." It's funny. Going back to talking about fight scenes.
Okay, yeah, okay. Well, so we should do this in order because I feel like we kind of jumped. So okay, so
Yeah.
I said my most visually impressive was Saitama versus Boros. Gunner, what's yours?
My most visually impressive fight scene has to be season 2 of Mob Psycho 100. Mob Psycho goes up against like the big baddie they've been building up since season 1. And he the whole thing about him is that when he goes up, his emotions get to 100%. He like rages.
He turns into like the girl from the X-Men on steroids, right? Like she's just like he's like uber powerful and like
pretty much because he's super powerful, but like he always keeps his emotions in check because like we find out like when he was little and like there's these like bullies that were bullying him and his like brother, and he like let his emotions go and like started like using his psychic powers to like beat the shit out of the bullies, but like he hit his brother with like a rock like during that, and like he started like, and so he thought like he killed his brother, but he was fine. He just got like his head started like he started bleeding. Like it wasn't as major.
He's like,
but
I
it was
nuclear bomb these bullies and I hit my brother with a rock. He might be dead. We're just gonna lump him.
But like when you're like he was like they were like little and like first grader shit, and so like he was like, well, if I don't keep my emotions suppressed, then I could go and hurt others, or I could hurt the people I care about. That's why throughout the whole show he's very just like
even keel.
Yeah, he's just there. He's like meh. But then those moments when he like bursts and he just can't take it anymore, so fucking good. Best. But yeah, so at the end of season 2, him and the big baddie, they have a big fight, and he like it's kind of like it's a battle of wills almost, because he's kind of like the whole show is kind of talking about like, well, the concept of like innate abilities versus strengths that you earn on your like through hard work.
Yeah.
And that kind of fight kind of like shows like, him kind of leaning towards his innate abilities and how it could like that can like corrupt in a sense, because like when you rely on that, you kind of put yourself on a higher pillar than others, kind of like this. And it kind of like he kind of goes back and forth, and it's really good. The whole animated series of Mob Psycho is very visually just beautiful, a lot of colors. It makes you feel like you're on an acid trip. So
always a good time, dude.
Yeah, so that second season fight was my favorite
Visually.
visually.
Chris, what about you, buddy?
My favorite visual fight.
Yeah.
I can never select just one, but I guess overall, if I had to choose one, it would probably be Achilles versus Chiron from Fate Apocrypha.
That's true. Fate does go hard with their fights.
Fate, and now Demon Slayer because same studio animation.
That makes sense.
I was close to picking the spider guy versus Tanjiro. That was almost
the
there.
classic, yeah.
Yeah, episode 19 will forever go down in history for me. But but I'm gonna go with Achilles versus Chiron, and specifically, spoilers for anyone who has not seen Fate Apocrypha. The scene in the fight where Chiron brings the arrow down from the heavens, basically.
Oh yeah, that was sick,
dude. Oh, I sat there and I was like, "This is the most magical thing I've ever watched in my life."
Oh yeah, we watched that together.
We watched it together in my dorm room, and holy crap, that was pinnacle. So definitely that scene or that fight.
That was good. I did like that one too. That was fire.
Yeah.
Raul.
Funny, my pick is actually the Demon Slayer episode 19.
Look at that.
Yeah, you mentioned it. And,
Raul is speaking for me. Thank you, Raul.
You're welcome. I know you couldn't do it, so I'll do it for you.
It's true.
You dropped this, King.
Yeah.
Picks the crown.
Listen, just watching that episode, like, because when you're watching Demon Slayer, the first season it came out, you don't even know what it is yet, you know, and you progress pretty far, but it's still not built up like some of these other animes that have been around for a long time. And you watch that fight, you know that Demon Slayer is gonna be something special. That fight it lit me up personally when I watched it. It was visually one of the most it is the most stunning thing I ever saw. So
I definitely think hyperbolic, like being a little hyperbolic. Like I definitely think it brought anime more to the forefront in this generation, like in this century, or at least in this like the 2020s. Because like I mean, it trended on Twitter, like you know. Before then, when would it really trend? Besides, I think like Goku, like would trend. But other than that, yeah, like it got it to trend. It trended on Twitter. I didn't even get to that episode before I saw it on Twitter. Like, God damn it.
Well, I remember I hadn't even watched Demon Slayer, and I remember you showing me just the fight scene, and like I think part of it for me is how impactful the story, like for me the story was, but even visually when you showed me, I was sitting there enthralled. I was like, wow,
I need to watch that.
It really makes you think.
That's a fight scene.
How the fuck do they draw that? Like,
yeah, my sibling is in animation, so I usually when I find something cool in anime, I try and like show them, and I'm like, well, so what's the process? And pretty much, I think someone actually they talked about it because all anime, when you watch it, the background's static, so they create the illusion of movement by like having that same thing, and it kind of just rotates on a cycle.
Yeah.
And if you rewatch that scene, it's the same background over and over and over and over and over again, but they like the way they move it makes it look like it's more kinetic. So if you look at it, it's literally just him standing there and spinning and like going forward. Like there's no like he's not physically moving. Does that make sense? So it's just that they manipulate the background in a way that makes it look like that.
But in our hearts, he's moving.
But yeah. you know what's funny though is like I've seen animation both ways go from that, and like I'm watching My Hero with my anime students, right? And I just watched for like the 15 millionth time Daniel's favorite fight scene in My Hero, which is All Might versus Nomu. And every single time I watch that fight, goosebumps, I swear. But it's funny because the background in that one does change. Like the whole point of it is All Might beating the crap out of Nomu, and like it's shifting through the different areas of the USJ, because it starts off in the middle, then it goes to the forest area, and you can see him like jump in the air and all that. And like visually that is very stunning, but it doesn't look as clean as like Demon Slayer or any of these still background animations. So I think Daniel makes a good point in this, and Daniel's sibling as well.
Yeah, I try and pick their brain about it. What about we said so Gunner had his story one, which is Naruto.
I think I haven't gone yet. And
Oh yeah.
I kind of have two that I keep going back on, and I think I'm just gonna mention them both. So Reiner versus Eren. When we find out that
in
Reiner
season 3,
and you got two of your closest comrades who've been through it since the very beginning, and all of a sudden there's Titans living among
Can we
you,
talk about? Can we talk about how quick that was? That whole plot twist.
Yeah, that came out
Well,
of
that's what, like. So who was I talking to? Was I talking to you, Chris? Where if you look back on certain scenes, you were telling me you see the hints.
Yeah.
So there was one scene. So you remember the one in the tower when like they watched that guy get eaten, and they're like, when they were like, oh, Historia, I want her to marry me, like that shit.
Mhm.
So when they get backed in that corner and they're all kind of waiting at the edge of it, and they're kind of preparing to like, fuck it, dude, we're gonna fight. If you pause it and look in the corner, Bertolt's about to bite his hand.
Mhm.
And so, that's like a scene. I think in like one of the scenes, I think where like when it's the future and Eren and them are older, you see Bertolt and Annie and Reiner like moving through the crowd, because they're spies. So like, but so like so like basically people are like rewatch it and you'll see
everything.
Yeah, you'll notice that it's there. They just like it's not clear until you know what to look.
They Da Vinci coded that motherfucker,
dude. Like the fact that people don't appreciate the ending to this manga and anime is the greatest. Is proof that we don't deserve shit as humans. Like,
wait, are you saying people didn't like season 4?
People didn't like how the manga ended.
The manga's.
Oh, I don't know how the manga ends. That's
so people are like, "Oh, we're writing our own ending."
Like Game of Thrones type.
I was about to say they're Game of Thrones in it. Well, I mean, the anime that most closely resembles Game of Thrones. I'm not surprised that people are mad at the ending.
Yeah. So yeah, that Reiner fight just left you stunned. Like you're like, holy shit, right? And then all these questions come up afterwards, and it kind of starts the whole movement of like what's beyond the sea and the questions of like how they got there and stuff like that. And my other one is actually Ichigo versus Okiura, whatever his name is.
Okiura? Yeah, dude.
So
listen, Bleach, I'm gonna say this. Their guys are gonna fight me. Manga wise, Bleach is better than One Piece and Naruto. Anime wise, One Piece, I think, in terms of story, wins, fights, Naruto. Bleach is like was the middle child in the anime. Manga wise, I think Bleach is better than both of them.
So have you guys seen this fight, Chris and Gunner?
No.
Which one was it again?
Ichigo and Okiura, the green dude with the wings.
No.
Yeah. He looks like Asta. He looks like Asta in his demon form.
Yeah, he does.
Oh, yeah, I think I'm looking at. Let me
when they're in the what is it called? The evil area.
Hueco Mundo.
Yeah.
Hueco Mundo.
Also, shout out to Bleach for everything being in Spanish. We don't.
I know that's
respect, dog.
That is really cool.
Yeah. So the whole build up is they show up to the enemy territory. And,
yes, this is a good fight.
So they have the betrayer. I don't remember his name. Aizen. Aizen he faked his death, and he basically committed atrocities while he was working for the Soul Society.
Yeah.
And he now runs this elite group of what are they called?
The Arankars.
Arankars, elite.
Also, great name.
Yes, Arankars. There's 10 of them, and they're ranked 10 through number 1, much like Demon Slayer had their eyeball, and they have like their ranking.
Uh-huh.
And the entire time we're following Okiura, what's his name?
Okiura.
Okiura.
Like you're gonna say Okiura.
Got it. Yeah, the whole time we're following him, chasing this guy down, and Ichigo finally gets to the guy. He's getting his ass whooped, hole through the chest. He's basically dead at this point. Has to submit to the power of his sword and basically turn demon. And in all of this, he finally defeats Okiura. Turns out he's number 4. He ain't even the top 3. And it took everything in his willpower to get to fight this dude.
Yep.
And the very beginning scenes of the fight, Ichigo was getting mopped like no other.
That's the like if you see the iconic where it's the horn. He has the big horn, like the big devil horn sticking out, and like he has his skull face. That's where that fight's from. I agree with that. I just think Bleach is just cool. You know what I mean? Like it's not like oh it's super like it's just like cool and like that like the guy that wears like a leather jacket and rode a motorcycle cool like that.
Can I also mention I was just rewatching that fight right now. The fight music that they use, that like pop one, like when the fight's about to start, or like right when they like finish an epic fight, that slaps. That's some good shit.
Bleach has good. Bleach has that little like it has like whenever they talk about the Soul Reapers and it makes that like little beeping sound. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
But I love that shit. Like I just think it's just a cool sound. I'm like, oh, that's like lit.
That's good shit.
So those are my two. Which one do you think was better on your pick? Because I was struggling between the two. So Reiner or the Bleach fight?
I think the Bleach fight.
Yeah.
Attack on Titan doesn't have like visually stunning fights. Is that controversial to say aloud?
Wait, but wasn't that his story impact fight?
These are both story, but I didn't put
okay.
in my animation one. Yeah.
I think the plot twist is just so crazy in Attack on Titan. But like, I feel like, because like you said, like that's the first time we get to see Ichigo use the
I don't know what's called.
Go with the
hollow abilities.
Yeah, his hollow abilities and shit, and like he goes full badass.
I will say, I'm sorry, Gunnar. I know I keep saying.
No, you're fine. Keep going. No, keep going.
I feel like Attack on Titan was peak Jabated. Like
Jabated.
Everything about every season had something that just you were like, okay. Well, so first you're like, oh, it's like The Walking Dead, but with giants. Oh nope, now it's a political thriller with like traitors in your midst.
Yep.
Now it's like The Matrix, and you've the red pill, and now it's like last season is like a critique on like war, and like.
I want to say one thing real quick about the fourth season. Intro bops. The intro and the visuals behind it, dude. Yeah. I swear I'm watching World War II propaganda. Like
basically, yeah, I agree.
So good.
How about most impactful to us as human beings? I guess is that when we can finish off with that one?
Yeah, that sounds good. For me, I was thinking about it in Samurai Champloo, the ending fight where Mugen and Jin they're doing their two separate fights. That shit, it makes me want to follow the way of the samurai, dog.
I think this is the first time I've ever agreed with Gunnar in multiple areas for once.
Yeah,
I got some solid picks, dog. Deep down.
Yes.
I don't know if any of you are watching it. I'm gonna eat my words a little bit. I was talking a lot of shit about Tokyo Revengers. But this last fight, dude,
it goes off.
It's basically like the premise is brotherhood for life. They were childhood friends. They started this gang, and shit happens. And I'm not gonna say much because if you're gonna watch it, I'm not gonna say what happens between the group. But basically, like half of them stick together, the other half split off, and they have blood out for each other. But in the end, like, one dude was able to kind of pull them all together and remind them that they're still brothers, even though they like hate each other.
Yeah.
So that it was really good the way they pulled it off.
So
that's some good shit.
I read about Tokyo, and they're in middle school.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, as a person who teaches middle school kids, who understands like it can be like that just because like kids have bad lives. I mean, where's everyone's parents? Where's an adult?
One of them lives in a brothel, so I don't.
Well, that answers that question. We got that out of the way real fast.
Someone cue the sad Naruto music.
Him sitting on the screen. What's Gunnar? So did you include your most like? Oh no, you said Samurai Champloo role.
Yeah, that last fight. Yeah, fucking beautiful.
Chris.
Most impactful for me as a human,
like
was the All Might versus One For All. I didn't get to do the story one.
Oh, story one. I'm sorry. Do your story one. I apologize.
It's okay. Story
Broly.
wise,
Broly's the best story. That's written.
Broly.
Level 3. Go.
It's
no.
Luffy versus the cat sword guy in the season when they're at the
In negative. For me, story wise, because my impactful one was All Might versus One for All.
Sanji. No.
Or
Not
All
Sanji.
for One. I'm sorry.
Usopp.
No.
Hey,
For me-
Usopp
for
versus
me-
Luffy. That was
impactful.
impactful.
For me, impactful would probably be. This is the one where I can't really decide. It would either be Obito versus Kakashi or. Both of
Wait,
them are
time. Obito versus Kakashi has been in all 3 of your categories.
No. My visually. Okay, so yes, I would consider it visually stunning, but my visually stunning was the Fate Apocrypha one. Thank you.
Okay, that's true.
Yeah. But
Just-
yes,
just
as you can
shout-outs
tell, I have
to
a hard on for this
Obito
fight.
versus Kakashi.
No, it's either gonna be Obito versus Kakashi for story, or another Naruto one.
Kakashi versus himself.
No, Might Guy when he opens all the paths versus
Okay,
Madara.
Madara.
Because for me, that was like my very toxic masculinity. That was the manliest thing I've ever seen in my life. Was Might Guy going all night guy mode? I was like, yeah. He was like, I'm laying it all on the line just to get some hits in. I'm sitting there, story wise. This man risked his life to beat some ass, and I was so here for it.
You know what it reminds me of?
So
It kind of reminds. It's like Plus Ultra before we had Plus Ultra, before
yes,
All Might. So it's like we got a glimpse of that kind of mentality, you know?
yeah. And when Madara was like, "This is the most fun I've had since I faced Hashirama when we were both alive," I was like, Madara putting some respect on my man's name. And for me, the story with that was so cool. I don't remember if Rock Lee got to witness that, but I wish he did. If he didn't, I wish he did, because it would have shown the moment would have been so cool. And the only reason why I think Kakashi versus Obito is better for me in regard to story is because Naruto goes up to Guy and brings him back to life. I'm like, nah. I think he should have stayed dead. The impact was gone for me after that. So, I think my overall point is Kakashi versus Obito. I just have an overall hard on for. So there you go.
And the other thing, like with when they were bringing Guy back, is like in Boruto, he's literally just like the dude in the wheelchair.
Yeah. Okay. But
Which
at least he's funny in there.
yeah,
At least he's funny.
At least what I've seen, because I know he gets a little side arc with
yeah, they do like this like old man like that, like what's that, the bucket list? They do like a bucket list like buddy cop trip, but along the way they bring Asuma and Kurenai's daughter with them. So like it ends with them like thinking about him and catharting, and then she like learns about her dad. And Boruto, I know people say Boruto's bad, but that was some good shit.
I hear Boruto's getting better, but
I heard it's improving. It dipped and we're coming back.
It's the Black Clover of this time. Like you had
but it took forever. But at least Black Clover got good pretty instantaneously.
Hey, you're the one who told me I just had to skip the first 100 episodes of One Piece and then it gets good. So.
It's true, dude. You just gotta watch the movie of East Blue.
What anime? What anime? Think about like getting someone new, like fresh in anime, and trying to start them on One Piece and be like, all right,
you're doing it wrong.
One Piece is for experts.
Start episode 215.
You need to do so many drugs you black out your first time. Just don't know where you end up.
And this is a side tangent because we're talking about fights, but if I was trying to get anybody to watch anime for the first time, Demon Slayer would be the one I'd give them.
I say Fate Zero, especially when the dude with the skin book kills the
Fate Zero's too freaky, dude, because do you remember the scene in Fate Zero where that dude transforms into the Holy Grail?
Yeah,
that shit would have turned me on. I'd be like, nah.
Yeah, it depends on your style. If you're like the edgy kind of, I think Phaser would be for you, but if you're like a normal person like that, it's not that. I would not recommend that. Yeah. And plus, the first episode is like an hour-long intro that you got to sit through.
Yeah, the Fate Zero does start off super
Yeah.
slow.
Yeah.
So
And then yeah, I agree with that.
I recommended one of my students to watch Fate Zero, and he only watched the first episode. I was like, "Hey, how do you like Fate Zero so far?" He's like, "It's so boring," and I was like, "You take that back. You
Aw,
take that
Chris,
back right now."
Chris, now you know how we felt for the past like 3 fucking years trying to get
but
you
I
to
don't
watch
say,
shit.
No, but I don't say it's boring when I start.
But you're a
bro.
grown ass adult. At least he's fucking 13. He can barely write his own goddamn name.
That's true.
That's not true. He's pretty smart.
Not that smart, apparently.
No, he's not because he's slandering Fate.
Uh,
He's about to,
slandering
How do I
Fate.
justify failing him now? How do I explain this to my principal?
that's the comment.
Miss student's mom, your student failed because they slandering my boy Gilgamesh.
And that whack.
Whack.
It's real beta energy coming off of that.
Beta. Mine's super whack. The most impactful to my life. It's Goku versus Frieza.
That's not whack. That's
It's
what
it's
you
like,
grew up
it's
with, dog.
cliche.
that's what you grew up with.
God, Frieza's old voice, dude. This new one where he's like a little pompous, a little androgynous, which is fine. That's not the issue.
I was about to say,
But
Don't take it down.
none of it. Like, if you listen to the new voice and you listen to the old voice and the way she would like call Saiyans monkeys, that sounds so bad.
All right, everybody, we're gonna end the podcast officially here forever.
so long, everybody.
But
You know, this has nothing to do with the fight, but the only voice in Japanese that I'm okay with for Dragon Ball is Frieza's, and because it's the same as Caesar Clown, and I love Caesar's Clown's voice actor. So
okay.
That's just side tangent, but
Well,
yeah.
Goku's voice is voiced by Goku, Gohan, and Goten's voices are voiced by the same woman, which is fine. That's again not an issue.
Double cancel. Double cancel.
Hey, we were in the same hotel as the dub voice of Goku. Okay, that's as close to being the anime royalty as you can get.
It's true.
Chris Sabat, higher royalty.
His old stuff is good though. Oh yeah, we got to see a panel with all the My Hero people.
That was cool. That was a good time.
Turns out Iida's voice actor is the exact opposite of Iida.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I do
Is he
have
a
to
bad
mention
boy?
that. No,
Bad
like,
boy?
well, yeah, he's just so okay. I fucking hate Iida as a character in My
What?
Hero.
Oh yeah, we've
We've talked
conversation.
about this,
Never mind. Yeah,
but
we've
dude-
had this conversation.
Iida's voice actor, funniest dude. Love, like, honestly, just because Iida's voice actor is who he is, Iida goes up a tier in the hero list. Easy.
Is it time to go back and look at it?
Yeah. It's time to reflect. But yeah, we watched the panel because he's I forget who he voices in Tokyo Ghoul.
Oh,
Is he the main?
Tsukiyama.
Mm-hmm. And just listen, like, the cast Tokyo Ghoul, or at least the cast that they had there, like it was good times. It was good vibes. It was probably the best AMA panel. We only went to like 2, but it definitely was the better one. And it was a great time.
Yeah, I agree. It was a good time. Next time, the 4 of us will be there, hopefully, or the next
Hopefully.
convention.
One day.
And Chris, I can.
San Jose, always down.
So that'll be in like Labor Day, not Labor Day, Memorial Day.
Memorial Day. We honor the weaves.
I don't know. Now if my comments weren't going to get us canceled, that's more likely to get us canceled.
And she's a woman.
You can.
There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that.
You can say anything. You can say anything other than, but goddamn it, if you talk about the troops in America.
Hey, God bless the troops. Hey, we took Jessica's brother John is a veteran.
Oh, there we go.
So we support the troops, done. And the troops support anime. That's their official take.
Good bounce back.
They are otaku mains. But alrighty, so this was. I think that was another episode. Any final comments before we call it quits?
Fate Zero is not trash.
Good to know.
Agreed.
If Alrighty then. Well, thank you everybody for listening. We appreciate it. If you feel so kindly, you can follow us on Instagram, Facebook. Give us this whatever you're listening to it on. Give it a like, a follow. We're also on YouTube at Gaifus for Laifus. Check us out. We appreciate it if you have listened this far. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Raul, for being here. I love your choices. It was great, and let's do it again next week.
You know, okay, I do want an actual comment before we sign off. I don't think anyone had a bad take for once in their fucking lives.
Wow.
Yo,
Yeah.
Chris being nice. What the hell?
I think that's hotter.
That'll never happen again. That'll never happen again. But yes,
The one good episode. That should
Can I
be the
say
title.
Chris's take was ass? He said Obito for everything.
dude. I'm sorry, but I can't deny peak animation and story when it's right there in my face.
We gotta get you an Obito body pillow.
I already have a
Who
Toby
did-
mask, dude. I
Who
cosplayed
did
as
less
Toby.
wrong? Who did less wrong? Chris Edelgard, Obito, or what's her name from Future Diary?
Oh, you know?
Yeah, you know. Okay, rank them 1 to 3. Who did less wrong? One
well-
being their Hitler and 3 being their mother.
Okay, so my phrase that I always say is Yuno did nothing wrong. So Yuno number 3, she's saint. She's a saint. She only did it for love. Obito number 2 because he also did it for love, but he's a man, so screw him. And then
Early reverse.
Edelgard is a Nazi that tries to play nice, so Edelgard is the worst of all. Edelgard, if you think one is Hitler tier, Edelgard is legit Hitler. So boom, there you go.
Well, I like Edelgard. Now I feel awkward.
Oh, I love Edelgard. That's the skin that I use for Byleth and Smash. So
Oh yeah, I didn't realize that.
yeah, so I like Edelgard too, but you're gonna compare her to best boy and best girl? Nah, we good.
That's true.
All right. Well, yeah. So topping off what Ganesh said. Have a good night, everybody.
Alrighty. Catch you guys next week.
Same time next week.
Let's do it.
Yes.
Alrighty. Peace.
Bye.